Why home prices are falling in big cities, but rising everywhere else. If you've been watching the housing market lately, you've probably heard two completely different things. Home prices are cooling. Home prices are still rising. So which one is it? The answer? It's both. Hi, I'm David Hiddle, your real estate specialist doing business as Shop Kentucky Homes, LLC with United Real Estate Louisville. And today I'm going to break down what's really happening in today's housing market, because it's not one market anymore. According to recent data, home price growth nationally has slowed down significantly. In fact, prices are only up about 1.3% year over year. That is a big shift from the rapid appreciation we just saw a few years ago. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all markets behave the same way. The big shift right now is that the housing market is splitting into two very different stories. On one side, major cities and previously hot markets are slowing down or even declining. On the other side, smaller cities and more affordable areas are still seeing strong growth. This is what we call a split market. Is this video even helpful to you? I don't know. Please let me know. But if it is helpful, please make sure that you like and subscribe, because I'm always breaking down what's actually happening in today's market so that you can always make the smartest real estate decisions. So what's happening in big markets? We're talking large metro areas like Atlanta, Houston, parts of California. These were some of the biggest winners during the pandemic boom. But now, they're cooling off. Why? Because prices already ran up fast. Affordability has been stretched. Buyers are now pulling back. So now we're seeing slower growth or even price declines in some areas. But what's happening in the smaller markets? Here's the other side of the story. Cities that didn't see massive price increases before are now actually starting to catch up. Places like Kansas City, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Detroit are seeing some of the strongest price growth occurring right now. Why? Because they are still affordable. And here's the key insight that most people are going to miss. This isn't random. It's driven by affordability. But why is this happening? Because buyers today are much more payment sensitive than they were a few years ago. And this is because higher interest rates have made monthly payments matter more than ever, so buyers are shifting towards lower cost cities, more affordable regions, areas where their money goes further, and that's driving demand and prices in those markets. So what does this mean for the overall market? Well, this tells us something really important. The housing market is no longer moving along as one. Instead, it's becoming local, regional, and highly dependent on affordability. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you are a seller, your strategy depends heavily on your location. because some markets still have strong demand and are still seeing price growth, while others require sharper pricing, better positioning, and more strategy. If you are a buyer, opportunity is shifting. You may find better deals in some larger markets, strong competition in smaller but more affordable areas. The truth is, there is no single housing market anymore. There are hundreds of micro markets, and understanding that is what gives you an advantage. So if you are trying to figure out what is happening in your specific market, because what you're hearing nationally doesn't quite match what you're seeing locally, reach out to me directly. I am David Hiddle, a real estate specialist, doing business as Shop Kentucky Homes LLC with United Real Estate Louisville, and I will break down exactly what is happening in your area and what it means for your next move. And if you want to understand how this impacts your home value specifically, you should watch this next video.